You ever heard of the Chud the Builder guy?
Oh man.
So he's in trouble.
Yeah, he got arrested. He got arrested like 3 days ago.
Well, he just shot someone.
Oh, he just shot somebody?
Yeah.
When?
Just this was posted about an hour ago. Shot a man, attacked him outside a courthouse in Clarksville, and accidentally grazed himself in the process. Before it escalated, he asked the man if he was going to, quote, chimp out. The man then walked up and sucker punched him. It is unclear if the man survived. So, you know anything about this guy?
Yeah, man. So, which is interesting.
Give people a recap of who this guy is.
So, Chud the Builder basically looks like that corn-fed white boy from the country
who fucked his sister.
Yeah, he's got the stash, cowboy hat. Just your prototypical Southern white boy, right? And so, first of all, he has this look, right, of
punch me.
No, he has the typical racist white guy look, right? Yeah. If you were to say, like, what is a typical white man that hates whatever race it is? You know, obviously we're gonna say black people, right, into the black community. That's the obvious. But you know, I feel like when you're at your core, just like degenerate racist, you just hate everything, right? Everything outside of your own skin color, right? And you probably hate Asian people. You definitely hate Mexicans. You're like, yeah, there's no shortage of hate you have for anyone that's outside of your own color. And he fits that box right now. But now, the interesting part about all of this, though, the dichotomy that arises is that his way of going about it is interesting. So he'll go up to somebody and say, do you believe in freedom of speech? And he says this he'll walk up to a black guy or a black lady. And I'm like, hey, do you believe in freedom of speech? Which ultimately they're like, yeah, of course. I'm going to live in America for sure. Why not? And then he just starts dropping N-bombs. And he's like, are you comfortable with this? And I don't really know if that's the right way of going about it, but it raises an interesting situation where it's like, do you believe in freedom of speech? You know, because it's not a banned word. But you know, is it massively disrespectful? Is it like, you know, I don't really know where it lands on like what should be said or not said. Obviously he's trying to trigger people. So he's going out here, he's saying shit, he's dropping N-bombs, he's saying chimp out. Like it's obviously he's trying to get under someone's skin. So I think the way of going about it is triggering. He's doing it for views, obviously, because he's live streaming as he does it. But it's interesting, right? It's interesting. Like, it's just very interesting because like, yeah, I don't know what to. I don't know if I agree with it. I don't know. Like, obviously, it's not actions or behavior I would have. I don't. It's in one hand, it's upsetting, but then I'm like, hey, like, aren't we moving past this? Like, shouldn't we not be triggered by just a simple word or phrase? Like, because I feel like I have less mental fortitude if I'm get triggered by something somebody says to me, right? Like, hey, Rob, like your hair is messed up or whatever it is. Or like, hey, you know, you're dirty or whatever it is. Like, me personally, like, you can throw hate phrases, make fun of me, whatever it is. Like, I don't really give a damn. I think it's more about your own personal character. If you're attacking me, right? I feel like, what's wrong with this dude? Like, if someone comes up to me like, hey, you're ugly, I'm gonna be like, okay. Yeah, and immediately I think, like, something's wrong with this guy, right? I think something's wrong with this person. And I think if you go up to someone and you say anything, and whether it's racial or, you know, something about their looks or their girlfriend, it's like, I think it kind of speaks more to the person saying it versus the person receiving it, right? I think how you handle yourself is ultimately the judge of character. But I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's just like, I'm very, very perplexed watching his videos, and you know, and I do come from Virginia, a southern state. I grew up around a large black community. Most of my friends and most of my co-workers, all of the African American community. And at the same time, those were my friends. But then there was people I grew up with, like the regular, like Southern white boy. And these are people that, I went to high school with, and they were like deeply racist. So I saw both sides of the coin. Now, I never agreed with the racist people. I never really like, I heard it and I was just like, that's crazy mentality, man. Like I never really understood it, right? Because I'm like, I just looked at as John is John, right? I didn't put John in a box and be like, well, I got my black friend box and I got my white friend box. I know some people do this, but the thing was I grew up with both sides and I saw it and I saw what that hate looked like. And on one side, that shit is ugly as fuck. It's disgusting, bro. And the way that people operated and the spite they had, like that racism, especially in the South, is real. And this man's running around Nashville, right? In the southern territories. And so it's like, it's already like a matchstick zone, right? It's already kind of like, it's already like the play. If there's going to be racism, like, let's be real, like there's racism in the South, and then you go to California, not so much, bro. Like, it's just the reality of it. Now, so you got a place that's got a strong history on oppression and slavery and segregation. And so there's, and that's in recent memory, dude. Like less than 100 years ago, we had segregation, right? Slavery was like, 150 years ago, something like that? And so it's in our lifetimes, or our parents' lifetime, that there was an obvious, like institutional government level racism. And so I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. Like,
let me ask you a question. Do you think him running around and doing this is creating a divide between white and black people, or do you think it's bringing people together?
You know what the scary shit is about this? Okay, because I think it's interesting. And I think overall, as a strong individual, and I can't speak from experience because, I'm obviously a white person, but I would hope that people could just ignore racist comments, because I feel like if you were triggered by racist comments, then it becomes ammunition for those people, right? And so if you just really don't give a damn, you're just like, okay, whatever. Then it doesn't really, it doesn't.
No one would even know who this guy is.
What, this guy?
Yeah, if people ignored it and didn't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's
but then again, you're speaking from a place of you don't know.
But here's the scary shit about this, is that we know what happens. Like I said earlier, there's card breakers are becoming massively popular, right? Why? Because people are watching other channels. They're seeing they got a lot of views. They're like, this is something I can do. Scary shit is that, there's going to be people doing this shit too. And so we've already seen dumbass YouTubers go out there and go to malls or whatever it is, and then like get in somebody's face and like try to punk them down, and then they're like, as a prank, and do it online, and then they end up getting shot or something like that. So people are copycats, and so what I'm kind of fearful of is this dude Chud. He's gonna get shot one day, bro. Or if he doesn't, some people want to. Now, whether they act on it or not, that's a different story, but he's putting a target on himself. Will violence? Will he find violence? I mean, he just did today. But if you imagine if you had 10 of those guys running around,
a lot of
15, 20, 30. Imagine 30 dumbasses like him running around.
A lot of people are saying that it's causing a divide between white and black people. I think it's actually.
I don't think so.
I think it's doing the opposite, because people have a hard time agreeing on things. And I think this is something 99% of people can agree with, that walking around and calling black people the N-word is just not fucking a good thing to do. It's just fucked up. And so you see white people standing up for it. You see Hispanic people standing up for it.
But there's people that are arguing that it's not a bad thing. What's the dude from Fresh and Fit?
Myron Gaines?
Yeah, Myron, he's a big supporter.
Sure, you can walk around and say whatever you want, but does that make it
but he's giving
right
it from a black perspective, right? He's saying that like, hey, like you getting triggered by by this man just dropping a simple word and his intent is to trigger you, and you're falling for the trap is basically what he's saying. And so it kind of puts into perspective that like shouldn't we move past this? Now, I'm not saying these aren't my words. I'm just saying that like from Myron's kind of perspective, his narrative is like, hey, we should move past this. But the reality of it is that most times I can't. And I'll be honest with you, if I was standing next to a black man and Chud walked up and I had no idea who he was.
Yeah, what if you're with your best friend's black, you're standing there in Nashville.
That's what I'm saying. Or my girlfriend.
And what would you do?
Or it doesn't even have to be somebody I know. It doesn't have to be somebody I know. It could be me standing in line at Starbucks, and then the guy next to me is getting berated, calling an N-word by corn-fed white boy. I'm probably going to say something. I'm probably going to step in, bro. I don't know for sure, but like there's certain things I know I'll step in. Like if you touch my girl, like if you were to spit on me, there's just certain things that, right? Your violence will appear, like guaranteed.
So can't someone say the same thing? Why would you let it trigger you?
And so, but that's what I'm saying. But there's certain things you don't cross, right? You don't touch my lady. You don't hit a girl. You don't.
Well, for some people,
you don't hit me without retaliation.
But for some people, it might be.
So I don't know. But my whole point is that I don't know if saying the N-word to another person in my presence will cause me to enact violence on them. I don't know.
I would say something. I would definitely berate his ass and call him a bitch.
But here's the thing. If you say something, then you got to be ready to fight. You got to be ready to. So basically when I say enact violence, you got to be ready. Like, because if I'm going to step up, right? If someone.
Have you seen black people fight? I'll take that battle. If I got a black dude with me, hell yeah.
You just.
Bro, I've seen my best friend is black. That motherfucker can knock someone out with one punch, bro. All I'm saying is if it's me and a black homie versus a corn-fed white guy.
One time I was sitting in traffic. This was back in Virginia. Sitting in traffic. And I see a young black dude. He's like beating his girl, right? Just whatever. I don't know. And the thing is like, and I think the only reason I'm even mentioning the skin color is just because we're kind of on the subject, but it actually had nothing to do with it. But I just see this guy, he's just like smacking the shit out of her. And then he like starts like punching her. And this is on a sidewalk. I'm driving. And I remember there was this post office right there. So I pull over. And this is on a crowded sidewalk with just people just walking by. Guy beating his fucking wife or girlfriend or just some random lady that he was with. I don't know who she was. But I immediately jumped out of the car. I parked. I jumped out of the car. I went to get in between him. And then he instantly just started like yelling at me. And next thing you know, I'm scrapping with dude. I ended up on the ground. I was getting kind of fucked up.
The plot twist I did not expect. At least you're honest. At least you didn't make that.
But the thing was that like, to your point is that I saw something I did not agree with. It crossed my moral line. So I jumped out of the car to do something. Now, my thing is like, would I jump out to enact violence over corn-fed white boy dropping in? But I don't know, dude. I've never been in that situation. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with his manner. I don't agree with it, but like, I don't know, man. I mean, Myron puts up a good point. I mean, perhaps you should just be like, okay, yeah, whatever, dude, whatever makes you happy, man, and move on. Dude wouldn't get the views, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know, dude.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.